Today we're learning about comparison essays and how to organize them. First, we'll look at the two main methods, the block method and the point-by-point method, and why the structure you choose matters. Then we'll walk you through outlines using the topic middle school versus high school, so you can see exactly how both methods work. Next, we'll talk about how to decide which method fits best, depending on your essay topic. After that, we'll practice with hooks, thesis statements, and topic sentences, so you can start your essay strong and keep each paragraph focused. We'll also learn how to use transitions and supporting details to make your writing flow smoothly. Finally, I'll give you some practice assignments that takes you step by step from brainstorming your ideas to revising your first draft. Let's jump into a lesson about comparison essays, how to outline block method and point-by-point method. So for organizing a comparison essay, you want to keep in mind that there are two main ways to structure a comparison essay. There's the block method and the point-by-point method. So with the block method, you're making sure that you are writing about all the points first for one subject in body paragraph 1, and all the points you want to make about the second subject in body paragraph 2. But in the point-by-point method, it is where you talk about both subjects side by side within each body paragraph, but each body paragraph is focused on each point. The main thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to the points of comparison are that you want to focus on the 3 points of comparison. So you got the two subjects always, and then you have 3 points of comparison, 3 ways that you are categorizing the comparisons. So for example, for a topic about middle school versus high school, we could talk about homework load as point 1, extracurricular activities as point 2, and teacher expectations about point of comparison 3. So when it comes to the block method example, for an example outline, you want to keep in mind that introduction is always going to be consistent here with the comparison essay type. For the introduction paragraph, you have, first of all, the hook, then you have connecting information and the thesis statement. And in that thesis statement, you want to mention the 2 subjects that you're comparing, and then the 3 points that you are comparing them based on. So for example, your thesis statement might be, though middle school and high school are very different experiences, important similarities exist in homework load, extracurricular activities, and teacher expectations. So now in that way, you have mentioned that there are similarities. But if you're going to write an essay where you're discussing the differences as the focus, you want to mention that in your thesis statement by writing something like, while middle school and high school share the same goal of educating students, they differ greatly in homework load, extracurricular opportunities, and teacher expectations. And then you move forward with your body paragraphs. So for the block method example, think of it as 2 blocks, 2 body paragraphs. So body paragraph 1 would then, for example, focus on middle school, because in the thesis statement, you mentioned middle school first. And then it's going to discuss within body paragraph 1, the 3 points of comparison. So for example, you'll have, because you mentioned them in these order, the 3 points of comparison in the thesis statement, you're going to want to go ahead and write, for example, point comparison 1, homework load, point comparison 2, extracurricular activities, point comparison 3, teacher expectations. So you're writing about these 3 points of comparison in this body paragraph focused on middle school, and then you move forward in body paragraph 2 in a similar manner, whereby you are talking about the second subject. So here you would be discussing high school, and then you're mentioning the 3 points of comparison, again, in the same order: homework load, extracurricular activities, and teacher expectations. Okay? Now, when it comes to the point-by-point method example, the introduction is the same type of introduction you could write for a point-by-point method example as the block method example. So both introductions are the same way. And so in this case, though, you're focused on the 3 points of comparison as the focus for each body paragraph. So for example, body paragraph 1 is about homework load for the 2 subjects, middle school and high school. Body paragraph 2 is about the second point of comparison, extracurricular activities, focused on both middle school and high school. And then same with body paragraph 3, we go then to point of comparison 3, which would be teacher expectations, and then focus on middle school and high school in this type of example for the point-by-point method example. Still ahead, we'll practice building the other parts of an essay, such as how to write hooks, thesis statements, and topic sentences, or which types to choose from as examples that you could structure your hooks, thesis statements, and topic sentences from. You'll then see some examples and test which ones work best. So you'll know exactly how to start and build your essay. So for practicing hooks, thesis statements, and topic sentences, you want to keep in mind that strong essays start with a clear hook, connecting information and a thesis statement. For both type of introductions for the block method and point-by-point method. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at some examples of each and practice choosing the best ones. And then we're going to move on into topic sentences that guide your paragraphs and connect back to. And so let's start with choosing a hook. So you are going to read this introductory paragraph with me, and we're going to decide which hook is the most effective. We're going to write our answer down on the line provided or in your notebook and be ready to explain your choice. So for this one, middle school versus high school, this introductory paragraph, a student's perspective. So this is the title, middle school versus high school, a student's perspective. And we want to choose the right hook that would go here before the remaining aspects of the introduction paragraph. So let's read. High school is often described as a major step up from middle school, but in reality, middle school gives students valuable practice for the challenges ahead. Both stages of school offer unique experiences, but they also share some surprising similarities. Though middle school and high school are different, important connections exist in homework load, extracurricular activities, and teacher expectations. So we want to choose A, B, or C. What would be a more appropriate, a best decision for the hook that we would choose? A, have you ever wondered what makes middle school and high school so different, yet so alike at the same time? Or B, middle school and high school both prepare students for the real world. Or C, students often talk about how high school feels like a big jump compared to middle school. Which one would you choose? Take some time to read. You can pause this video and take some time to read this paragraph, this introduction paragraph, and decide the best hook. Okay, so let's get going on over here to A is the most effective hook. Why? Well, it uses a brief, engaging question that matches the paragraph's purpose. This is a great way to do it, comparing differences and similarities between middle school and high school, and naturally leads into the thesis about important connections. So remember, B, though, it was too broad and generic. It sounds like a claim about purpose, not a lead-in to compare contrast specifics. So you can jump back to B and see that. And then in C, the reason why it doesn't work is because it focuses only on the difference, the big jump, and it doesn't set up the similarities and thesis promise. It doesn't set it up. It doesn't get us ready for it. It only focuses on just the difference, and that wouldn't work in some cases with thesis statements. So we don't want to do that, okay? Because the rhetorical question previews both similarities and differences, which aligns with the thesis about connections in homework, activities, and expectations. All right. So now let's focus on the idea of choosing a thesis. What would be the best thesis example? So we're going to read the introduction below, and then we're going to choose the sentence that best expresses the thesis statement of the essay, and we're going to write our choice on the line provided. So we have middle school versus high school students' perspective, same title, but in this case, we're looking at this introduction and choosing A, B, or C as the thesis statement for this introduction. So the introduction says, have you ever wondered what makes middle school and high school so different, yet so alike at the same time? Students often talk about how high school feels like a big jump, but middle school prepares you for it in more ways than you realize. Both school levels bring unique challenges and experiences, but they also share some surprising similarities. Though middle school and high school are very different experiences, important similarities exist in homework load, extracurricular activities, and teacher expectations. So would the option A have, well, you can see that there are options A and B here. And these ones didn't work, and you can tell that they already have a thesis statement there because they mentioned the 3 points of comparison: homework load, extracurricular activities, and teacher expectations in this introduction paragraph in the last sentence in the thesis. And they mentioned both middle school and high school for the structure of this thesis statement. So we would choose C. Have the other options that people may have written and where they would have not been correct would be A, have you ever wondered what makes middle school and high school so different yet so alike at the same time? And B, both school levels bring unique challenges and experiences, but they also share some surprising similarities. Well, D is correct because it clearly states the essay's main claim, and it previews the 3 points: homework load, extracurricular, and teacher expectations in it. A is a hook, so it's a question, it's not a claim, and B is too general, there's no specific roadmap. All right, so then let's focus on identifying the topic sentence. So we're going to read the body paragraph below, and then we will underline and write down the topic sentence that introduces the main idea of the paragraph. So the same title for the same essay. For the body paragraph 1, we have already the topic sentence written here as the first sentence in this body paragraph 1. And this is a good example. And it is, in middle school, homework starts to become a bigger part of a student's life compared to elementary school. And then the remaining aspects of body paragraph are, students are often expected to complete assignments in different subjects, such as math worksheets, reading journals, or science projects. Homework may not take up the entire evening, but it can feel overwhelming, especially during test weeks. And in high school, homework becomes even more demanding. Students may have essays to write, group projects to finish, and more advanced math problems to solve. While the topics are harder, both middle and high school require students to manage their time wisely and keep track of assignments. This shows that homework is an important part of learning at both levels, even though the amount and difficulty may change. So we can see in here that they have a topic sentence whereby it mentions that you're focused on middle school. And then you have discussed fully about the homework load and mentioning that it compares for the topic sentence before you go into all of the supporting details of that in the rest of the body paragraph. So that is a good topic sentence. In middle school, homework starts to become a bigger part of a student's life compared to elementary school, because it introduces the paragraph's main idea, homework load, and it sets up the progression that the rest of the paragraph develops from middle school into the increased demands of high school, and the later sentences and details, comparisons, including a concluding insight. So there's all the details, comparisons, and all the conclusions for that as the remaining aspects of that body. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up by learning how to improve transitions and supporting details. I'll show you how to make your essay flow smoothly from one idea to the next. So now let's look at our lesson about improving transitions. We're going to read the 2 body paragraphs below, and we're going to notice which transition works best. So for example, in this body paragraph here, at the end of it, it says, while the topics are harder, both middle school and high school students require students to manage their time wisely and keep track of assignments. It's an important part of learning at both levels, even though the amount and difficulty may change. So in this case, because they have focused on the idea of what it's like in both schools for managing time wisely to help with homework, we could then focus on homework in the beginning of the transition sentence by writing, homework is a big part of a student's life, and then transitioning to something about, but learning doesn't only happen in the classroom, extracurricular activities. So that's mentioning the focus of the next point of comparison in the next body paragraph. So you write extracurricular activities for the next point of comparison coming up. Also shape the middle and high school experience. So that would be a great transition sentence. And then supporting details in the essay that we took some excerpts from, middle school versus high school students' perspective. Each point of comparison will be explained with supporting details, and the placement of those supporting sentences in the essay, it really does depend on the organizational method you're writing in. So for example, if it's the block method or if it's the point-by-point method. So now that we've learned these ways for these 2 different types of comparison essay methods, it's important to learn how to transition them and how to write those strong hooks, theses, topic sentences, transitions, and details. And for practice, I suggest that you choose a good comparison topic and that you practice with these strategies to write a comparison essay. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more essay writing lessons. Check out the playlist for the next video, and I'll see you there.